Om Shanti. This is the Avyakt Murli of 14th of May, 1977. And the title is Self-Respect and Orders. Do you constantly remain happy while constantly remembering the fortune you have attained from Baba, the Bestower of Fortune? Out of the entire Kalpa, it is only at this time that you attain the most elevated fortune. It is only at this time that you experience the stage of constantly being the most fortunate souls. Even in the future, you will not attain such fortune. Just as the father considers the children to be the ones with the most elevated fortune, so does each one of you also conduct yourself considering yourself to be that fortunate? This is known as being stable in your stage of self-respect and paying attention to your thoughts, words, and deeds. Firstly, constantly maintain your self-respect. Secondly, follow Baba's orders at every step. You have to pay attention to these two aspects, self-respect and orders. As well as this, when you interact with others, it has to be with respect. By stabilizing yourself in your self-respect, you will constantly maintain the stage of a destroyer of obstacles. Do you clearly know what self-respect is? The Father's praise is your self-respect. Even if you keep just one aspect of His praise in your awareness, you would automatically be able to maintain your self-respect. By remaining stable in your stage of self-respect, you cannot experience any type of arrogance, whether it is arrogance of your body, intellect, name, service, or special virtue. All of that comes to an end, and you thereby become a constant destroyer of obstacles. Those who maintain their self-respect are always humble. They do not have any type of arrogance, but remain very humble. Through this, you automatically receive constant regard from others. Because of being beyond any desire of receiving respect, you become worthy of receiving the most elevated respect from everyone. This is an eternal law. You do not receive respect by asking for it from everyone, but it is by giving respect to others and remaining stable in your stage of self-respect that matter becomes your servant. And it is because of your self-respect that you receive respect from others by right. By renouncing the desire for regard, you receive the fortune of being respected by everyone. Those who maintain their self-respect do not receive respect from everyone for just this one birth, but for the entire Kalpa. For half the Kalpa, they receive respect from their royal family and subjects, and for the other half, they receive it from their bhagats. You receive so much that while in your living form at this time, you are still able to see the reward of the respect you received even in your final birth. While in the living form, you are able to see your non-living images. Are you not? So what was the basis of that respect which you received for the entire Kalpa? Renunciation of short-lived respect. That is, you have to stabilize in your stage of self-respect. Be humble and give respect to everyone. This giving becomes a form of receiving. To give regard means to put zeal and enthusiasm into other souls and thus enabling them to move forward. Short-lived charity is performed by giving some short-lived thing, or by cooperating for a short time. However, it is permanent zeal and enthusiasm, that is, it is the treasure of happiness, the treasure of your cooperation that enables souls to become charitable souls for all time. This is why this becomes the greatest charity of all. Throughout the entire kalpa, you receive the fruits of the charity you perform in this one birth. This is why Baba said, to give regard is not to give regard, but to receive it. In Lokic life, also, when someone performs an act of charity, he is respected by everyone. However, the fruit of this elevated charity is that you become both worthy of worship and worthy of respect. Ask yourself, do I constantly perform such charitable acts as a charitable soul? Are you those who receive or those who give? When you think, give me regard, I should receive regard, why was respect for me not mentioned? Why was the other one given respect? The feeling of asking in this way is also a royal form of begging. So have self-respect and respect for others. You have to maintain your self-respect and also give respect to others. What else do you have to do? You have to follow orders at every step. The entire world is surrendered to those who follow orders at every step. As well as this, Maya too, along with her entire progeny, totally surrenders. If Maya is constantly waging war against you, it proves that you are not following orders at every step. Because you do not follow Baba's orders constantly, Maya also does not surrender to you instantly. This is why Maya wages war constantly and why you repeatedly become those who cry out in distress. When you call out, Maya has come. This is crying out in distress, is it not? Today, she came in this form. What shall I do now? How can I finish Maya's obstacle? Because you did not instantly surrender, Maya cries out in distress, and you also cry out in distress. Therefore, if you follow orders, Maya will surrender to you. When you surrender to the Father, Maya will surrender to you. The method of following orders is so easy. Self-respect and following orders is very easy, is it not? By adopting this method, you will be liberated from difficulties for many births. At present, you are an easy yogi, and in the future, you will have an easy life. So create such an easy life. Do you understand? Acha. To the obedient children who constantly follow orders, to those who constantly maintain their self-respect, to those who renounce short-lived, perishable respect, to those who attain the part of being respected and worshipped by everyone, to the souls who have surrendered themselves to the Father, to the loving souls who constantly give respect to everyone and who become worthy of their love, Bap Dada's love, remembrance, and namaste. Are the Pandav army on the battlefield? Pandavas are known as Mahavirs. A Mahavir means one who is constantly a conqueror of Maya. Mahavirs do not become afraid of Maya, but they challenge Maya. No matter what form Maya comes in, you have to recognize her with the power of discrimination and become victorious. So have you developed the power to recognize her? When Maya is coming, are you able to recognize her from a distance? Or do you recognize her when she begins to attack you? The sharper your power to recognize is, the more you will be able to see Maya off from a distance. If you chase her away after she has come, time is wasted. Then, having come, she sometimes even sits down. Therefore, you mustn't allow her to come. Nowadays, you have to practice being far-sighted. Scientific instruments help them to see things at a distance. Previously, when storms would come, you had to make preparations to protect yourself from them. But it is not like that anymore. Now, when you know that there is storm coming, you try to avert it. Since science is advancing, the power of silence also has to be very far advanced. In order to see Maya off from a distance, you need to be constantly stable in the Trikaldarshi stage. You have to see every aspect in the three aspect of time in terms of what the situation is, what its present form is, and how you can finish it in the form that it came earlier and in the form that it has come now. When you see the three aspects, Maya will not defeat you in her war against you. However, because you are not in the Trikaldarshi stage, when you look at everything, you only see the present. And this is why there is sometimes victory and sometimes defeat. There isn't constant victory. Maya can never be protected from those who remain stable in their Trikaldarshi stage. If Maya wages war again and again, then you will not be able to experience super sensuous joy even if you want to. It is remembered that the super sensuous joy of the confluence age is such a blessing that it cannot be experienced in any other age. This is the experience of the present time. So if you have not experienced super sensuous joy, then what have you accomplished as a Brahmin? The specialty of being a Brahmin is to experience super sensuous joy. And if you haven't experienced this, you haven't done anything. Therefore, constantly check that you are constantly experiencing super sensuous joy. What would be the sign of those who remain in super sensuous joy? Those who remain in super sensuous joy will never be attracted towards joy experienced through the physical organs. Just as a wealthy person walking along a street is never attracted to anything because he is full and complete. In the same way, those who stay in supersensuous joy will consider the pleasure gained through physical organs to be like poison. So would anyone be attracted by poison? In the same way, they would constantly remain beyond the pleasure experienced through physical organs. They would not have to labor, but because of being knowledgeful, they would recognize all of that pleasure through physical organs to be degraded. If, while Moving along, you become attracted towards the pleasure of the physical organs. It proves that you lack something in your experience of supersensuous joy. You have the desire to experience this, but have you attained it? It means that you are still a seeker, not a child. A child is one who has a right, whereas a seeker is one who just has a desire. It is not that you have the desire to attain something, but you have already attained it. You are those who experience the happiness of this right. Constantly maintain the supersensuous joy. For how many births have you been experiencing pleasure through physical organs? You also know what attainment you gained through that, do you not? What did you attain? You gained something and then lost it. Since you have lost it, why are you still attracted towards it? The time of attainment of supersensuous joy is even shorter now. If you don't attain it now, you will never attain it. If you don't make a bargain for it now, you never will. You still keep on thinking about it. Should I disregard this or not? Baba says, if you let go, you will be able to leave it. You say, I am not able to let go. You yourself are holding on to it, and then you say that you are not able to let go. You are the creators, and so don't let this make you stumble again and again. In order to remain constantly unshakable and immovable, which virtue should you specifically imbibe? Become a customer of virtues. If you pick up virtues in every situation, you will not fluctuate. To pick up virtues means to have benevolent feelings. When you see defects, there are feelings of harm and there will be a fluctuation. To see virtues in defects is known as picking up virtues. Even while seeing defects, you should pick up virtues. Pick up virtues from those who have defects. Just as they are firm in their defects, you have to remain firm in your virtues. Become a customer of virtues, not defects. Which food makes the soul constantly powerful? That of happiness. It is said, there is no nourishment like happiness. Those who maintain their happiness would be powerful. By using the shield of drama very well, you will constantly remain happy and never wilt. If you constantly have the awareness of the drama, you will never wilt. Even in your intellect, you should constantly have happiness, not just in the form of knowledge. No matter what the scene is, you should seek benefit for yourself from it, and you will constantly remain happy. To come to such an elevated land means to be very fortunate. In order to keep this fortune constantly, pay constant attention that your stage remains steady. To be steady means to be so lost in the sweetness of one that nothing else will attract you. If your intellect is pulled towards any other sweetness, then you will neither be able to remain steady nor constant. Do you experience yourself to be knowledgeful and an ocean of knowledge, the same as the Father? To be knowledgeful means to be one who constantly performs truthful actions and doesn't waste anything. Since you are the children of the true Father and you are establishing Satyug, your actions should also be true. All your thoughts, words, and deeds should be truthful. This is known as being the same as the Father. Master knowledgeful, that is, an embodiment of knowledge. Acha, blessing, may you be free from all bondage and use the treasure of knowledge to experience mukti and jivan mukti. The treasure of the jewels of knowledge is the most elevated treasure. Through this treasure, you can experience mukti and jivan mukti at this time. A knowledgeable soul is one who finishes all causes of sorrow and peacelessness, one who cuts the strings of all bondages and experiences mukti and jivan mukti. To remain constantly free from many ways thoughts, sinful thoughts, and acts is the stage of having mukti and jivan mukti. Slogan: experience being full and complete and become a satisfied soul so that no name or trace of any lack of attainment remains. Om Shanti.